I was asked by an anonymous viewer whether I saw the movie I, Robot, where there was an attempt by an individual using robots to take over the world, and if that is not a scenario that we should be scared of. I answer that humans use swords, and humans use guns, and humans use software, and it is on the laws that we have at our disposal are to manage and to direct and guide and limit humans, and that is what is necessary. I don't think that one should blame the machines for the problems of humans. Stories of this nature appear throughout our histories. Jewish history has a similar story of the Golem of Prague. The word golem comes from the Hebrew golem, which is material, which is raw materials that were put together like clay to create a human, and in that raw material was put the names of God written in certain ways, in secret ways, and those names would serve like a soul to activate the clay and to create an assistant. And the story is, and there are parallels in Western and European culture, that golem, that entity, loses control, that the names of God slip out of place, are moved, are taken out, are not functional, have been wiped, have been scratched. The software is not working or has been misused. And they become the potential threat to society. And that analogy is very interesting and is very telling. So how does one mitigate the threats that could occur to humanity? It is very interesting that the Bible seems to have thought about this when the editors of the Bible, when they put the primary principle of the biblical thinking was in the core the relationship of humanity to God. That man and woman was made in the image of God. That relationship, that unique individualized relationship, I believe is very profound and very telling and has passed the test of thousands of years of time to remain relevant. The individual, the preservation of the individual as the core consideration of all power, even of the power of God, because God is made in the image of man, or man is made in the image of God. Man and woman is made, it is said 3 times. It is the first theology put forward in the Bible. That assertion, that protocol, that algorithm connecting mankind and womankind to the divinity. That is at the core of every future algorithm in our digital world. Certainly a constitution would need to be written, a constitution that collects all the principles of the constitutions of our great countries and civilizations to put together to ensure that artificial general intelligence and digitalization and the distancing of physical distancing of individuals will not cause the collapse of all the great achievements of our society. That all the rights and all the ideas and the best practices which have been collected through the shared experiences of humanity and societies can be brought together into a document which will become a code, a new covenant, a new testament between individuals and each other, and the shared structure of the universe that we are part of, not for the functioning of the universe, because let the universe worry about itself, but for the functioning and for the empowerment and for the liberty and for the happiness and for the flourishing and the sharing and the productivity and the replication of humanity and the growth of humanity in the most wonderful and also in the most exploratively wonderful. In other words, we don't necessarily know what is wonderful yet, but we should be open to explore thousands, millions of variations, and when one lucky person finds a good way, we will be able to learn it very quickly through our methodology. And in this way, we can truly be a wonderfully coordinated family.